Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the beautiful landscape of Angus, Scotland. And today we're near the village of Colliston, near Arbroath. Arbroath's down this way folks. And yeah, we've come to look at this old abandoned, what looks like an old waterworks. And the thing that intrigued me was the old building at the next to it. It's got like 1800 scored into the wall, well, like carved into the stonework on the wall. When I see abandoned history like this folks, I just love to come and document it, because often sites like this can be like redeveloped and the buildings get demolished and the history gets deleted. So here we are today folks, we're here to make and document the history of this little site here. I'm not sure if in like World War II this was part of RAF Condor, which is here near Arbroath, because I'm sure like there's a hangar over there, World War II hangar, and this whole area was part of the airbase here at Arbroath in World War II. But I think nowadays obviously the base is smaller, so we're not within the perimeter of it. But I'm wondering if this waterworks was maybe used for the base originally in the days of the war. Check it out, look at that old building. This is what I'm wanting to see. Incredible history folks. Anyway, let's get into this adventure. It's another amazing summer's day here with the sun shining, so yeah, it's amazing for exploring. Look at this folks, on the end of this building wall it's ACWW, and we're just thinking this must be Angus Council Waterworks. An ancient building. Oh, the steps going up. See, I think there's maybe a big like water tank of some sort there. And then this end of the building's the one I noticed when I was driving past. Look, see, that's like an old World War II style building there. See on the wall, look. Oh, it's 1906 that I noticed. See, I was thinking from the road it was 18 something, but again, when you're in a car coming down here, you don't have time often to get the detail of a building. All that I could see was that it looked like a crazy little spot for adventure. So yeah, let's head on in here. Look, this looks like an original little road. Real adventures folks. With buildings like this on sites like this, we never go forcing our way in. We just like documenting the history which is on display and seeing what's left. Look, the windows is wide open at the back of that, so we'll go and have a look in a minute. We'll check out the site folks and we'll come back around to that first building. Yeah, I wonder what this has been. It's maybe been a little maintenance shed for the site. Wow folks, look at this. Right in the heart of history once again folks in this adventure. And look at these old windows with the metal frame and the putty. Okay, and that's what windows used to be like back in those days. This has actually got a style similar to some of the military buildings we've seen, but it could literally have always just been Angus Council Waterworks. This must have been where the boy would like maintain equipment or maybe machines that they were using on this site here. Yeah, wow, what a cool little place. Look at the wee little shelf up here. So cool. Yeah, there's maybe been like a notice board here with like health and safety tickets or whatever on it. Stuff along those lines. It's quite a busy road, that one out there. That's the Arbroath to Brecon Road. Just check out this old door. Look, there's a sticker on it. What does it say? It's hard to even read it folks. It's not very clear. And look, there's been hooks on the back of here. Aye, there's been something circular hung there. Wow, the handle and stuff's been knocked off. Maybe if somebody's kicked the door on it one time. Wow, this first building's been interesting to folks. I'm not sure what even is all on this site. It looks like quite a big site here. But I'm thinking there must have been an area here, like there's a red pole. There must have been an area here which was like a water tank of some sort, so it'll be interesting to have a look. Some of these old Victorian or like ancient water tanks were like fully open at the top. Again, they're no sealed like modern water tanks under the ground.
Old cupboard doors.
Oh aye. Again, what they are, old shutters for windows. And I'm thinking, like that's maybe from that other building though.
Could be.
Because I don't think this one's ever had shutters.
Awful big though.
Ken, what I love these windows, like the pivot in the middle. Crazy. Wow, I'll get a couple of pictures of this building before we move on to the next section. Look at this, folks. I was taking some photos and we've noticed this. It's like a big weight of some sort. Look, it must have been used in the water. Oh, look, it is a socket. Must have been for turning on and off some of the water systems or taps, which is on the site here. See, that's a cool bit of history to see that. It's a big tool from the era of the Angus Council waterworks right here. Whereas nowadays it's not such a localised waterworks because it's Scottish Water and they would take control of sites like this nowadays, whereas years ago it must have been the individual councils that ran their waterworks system. But another interesting thing that I've noticed is a wee building on the back of here. So let's have a look at that. See, it's all cement around here as well.
Yeah.
This is cool, folks. Often when we're exploring history, we're thinking like, there can't be much more to find, and then boom, a week later you're just knee deep in history all over again. Wow. Oh, look at this, folks. Angus Waterworks, 15-inch. So there's maybe been 15-inch water pipes.
Maybe a marker, eh?
Yeah, that maybe means there was a 15-inch pipe under the ground. Yeah, wow. And look at this one. It's the same. It's been broken. Look, here's a sign, look, chlorine. Safe use for chlorine, folks, which shows you that, I'm sure they add that to the water in Scotland, do they know? Or maybe they had to treat certain water at this site with chlorine. Yeah, this must be other apparatus that they used on the site here as well. What's that been? That looks almost like a cistern from the top. But see, from the side, it's some sort of like...
I don't know what that is, infiltration system.
Aye, some sort of unusual device. Crazy, folks. Something that we didn't explore often. There's not a lot of abandoned waterworks from this era abandoned, like, around here. So cool to see something different. I love the variation of history that we explore. Yeah, there's proper curbs around there. Oh no, this one here is a tree, look. But round the outside for sure. Maybe this has had a roof all the way at one time, or maybe they stored equipment here as well. I'm thinking this is the maintenance shed.
Yeah.
I'll get a couple of pictures of this rear section, folks. It's cool to take photos off and on the way around, and then in the outro, folks, I put a little slideshow of all the cool pictures that we've taken. There we go, folks, crazy adventures. Yeah, I've just been around taking a few of these photos, taking it all in, folks. Let's move on now to the next section in this abandoned wilderness. There might be other little buildings, I'm not sure. Yeah, I love the style of the old metal windows. There's been something up there with a hook, maybe a cable. I'm not sure if these places were connected with like phone lines and stuff. Okay, and if that building there is 1906, this must have been a far newer building. Okay, and this place must have been operational maybe like in the 40s and the 50s, I'm thinking. Yeah, this track goes in here, so it's interesting. I think up to our right there could be a crazy big open cement area that looks like a bowl in a skate park. That's what I'm imagining. But we'll have a proper look in a minute. Look at this, folks. We've followed this road up from that little hut and we've come to the other perimeter fence, and then this old abandoned gate. It's crazy, the character of a gate like that sometimes. Like that could be literally World War II gate. This is insane, folks. Look at this. I'll get a shot of this gate here. Look how much in Scotland stuff can just rust and break if it's left. The rain itself is the thing that breaches these gates eventually. At one time it would have been so secure. Wow, it's so cool. I'm loving just seeing new things often. See, if you're exploring somewhere you've never been before, it's such an adventure. You never know what you're going to see around the corner. Yes, folks. Wow, this is what I was imagining. What have we found? Look at this. Look at this, folks. This is an open dam, you could call it. Like there's like a trig point thing up there. This is great. I can't even believe we found this. This is one of the most incredible places that we've found this year, folks. I'm absolutely hyped right now. See that? The quantity of work that's gone in there. I'm guessing they probably put this in at the same time as that 1906 building. Yeah, look, it's like a sluice or some sort of device. This is crazy, folks. The excitement of the adventure, I don't even know if it comes across on the camera, but see when you go over the brow of a hill and see that, again, what I was imagining it might look like that from old dams which I've seen in the past, but like to see it in the flesh like that myself, boom, blows my absolute mind. Like, at this time of year, folks, it's crazy because again, the overgrown conditions, it's like traipsing through a jungle often to explore, but it's always worth it when you find something cool like this. See, at this side, I believe there's been another water tank or system here. It's not had the same cement finish, but I can see there's like a bridge there with metal railings. So we'll explore all that as well, folks, in a minute. And we still have that cool old stone building to look at as well. See what? I love the way they made stuff like this back in those days. Check out this big metal, which must have been a tap. See, under the ground there must be a valve with a pipe leading out maybe into this water area here. Wow, this is one of the coolest things that we have seen, folks, this year. Absolutely epic. See the amount of cement and the amount of construction. It's just crazy, folks. Look at the detail even on these iron fence pillars or posts or railings or whatever you want to call it, folks. It's just, the detail is incredible and it's super strongly built. And there's two of these because I can see there's another one further along at the far end. See, I've seen places like this on videos before where like Sebastian Keep on his BMX. There's one of these in England and he gets winched with a motorbike up to get air on the wall, but see this one, it's got right angled walls right around it. Here, this is a massive site, this, folks. I don't know if that comes out on the camera fully, but like we'll have a walk right around here, will we? We'll have a look, see if there's any other crazy history. There's a car light. Yeah.
I think that's where pipes are.
Maybe. It's insane here, like just the height of it at this end. It's almost like, it's like when a swimming pool's got a shallow end and a deep end. Whoa, look at this here. There must have been something screwed into that with an arrow and it pointed at the numbers. That's all brass right there. It's insane. Yeah, so there must have been when they were screwing this. There's a pipe down underneath this. We'll go and look at that as well in a minute with a massive tap. Oh, there's something written on here on the cast. Glenfield and Kennedy Limited, Kilmarnock. Yeah, this is crazy, folks. That's history documented. Because stuff like this, it's never going to get used again for its original purpose. To see it standing here and being able to document it before it's gone, it's just magical. See the thickness of this wheel here for winching it. It's obviously had a handle in here, but that's just a solid nugget of metal right there. And look at that, there's something been there as well. I wonder if this has been earthed. There's been something there for sure. Some sort of wire or a cable coming out of the main cast body. Yeah, the linkage is seized up nowadays. But I think somebody's had it apart, maybe try to free it off, because these bolts are no tight. Maybe somebody's had the top off it. Can try to have a look. So there we go, folks. I got a couple more photos there just to document the history fully. I can't believe there's something like this right on our doorstep. Whoa, I'm caught in the bush. It's total grabbing the new BKR merch, folks. Ripping the new coat. Here we go. We'll go down and look at this crazy contraption down here for opening the valve. Controlled from that big tap. You hate to imagine the water would have been like here where I am now. Look at this ancient measuring stick here. Bolted to the side of this. Wow. You can see originally it had been painted white with the black numbers. Whereas now years of decay is set in. Wow, look at this. It's similar to those big taps that we've seen at other ancient waterworks over the years. And look at that pipe leads way in. Oi! Here, I can actually see out the other end of it. That'll be into that second, like, water section that we saw on the way in here. Yeah, this is a crazy device, folks. It's quite a basic system, really, but again, this is what they use. 1906, building stuff like this. Just think when they're constructing it, didn't they have like modern, massive like diggers and stuff? They would have probably used like steam power, steam diggers. But they were always so good at making stuff like this back at that era. It was like the tail end of the Industrial Revolution. Again, this is like a massive part of Britain when it was building itself at that time. There was loads of these old waterworks built all across the country. This must have been crazy when it was full of water. Again, the water, you can almost see it would have been about a foot from the top. And they've built a lip on the cement, look, to stop it splashing up. Because probably the wind would have been blowing it at times. Here, we'll go and take a look at, there's another one of these things at the far end here. So we'll go down this. It's like a dam wall. We'll try and record all the details of history, folks, so we'll leave no stone unturned. Because there's nothing worse than when I'm like editing a video and I think, oh, I wish I had looked at that and talked about that. So yeah, let's see. This one's in the middle of trees. Oh aye, there's another big pipe here. Maybe been like a bit of an overflow. Oh aye folks, let's take a look at this. Oh, it's a different type of pipe this time. A stone pipe. This is so like spiky here. It's like natural barbed wire. I think this has probably just been a warning sign, or maybe one of those rubber rings. Oh aye folks, my lace has come undone on these spiky bushes, so I better tie that and I'll get back to you. This is some crazy history we're in the middle of, folks. From here we've noticed there's a big water tank over there that must be a current Scottish water site. And it makes sense, if that's a trig point, that marks the highest point of the hill. So you want your water up at a high height like this. Even though when you're like passing by this area in the land, it doesn't seem like a high hill. No. But probably because we're near the coast or whatever, again, this is actually a high bit of ground compared to that. And then we'll go and take a look at this handle up here and see if the gauge is complete on this one. Because the wee needle was missing off the gauge on the last one. No, this one's got it. There we go folks. See that? This is a complete gauge. So cool. See, I think somebody had unscrewed it from the other one because I noticed there was a threaded hole. But yeah, it's crazy scenes. Surely though, oh that's it, kind of what that is. An oiler. Because some old vintage engines used to hear that. Here, that makes sense what that pipe is now, folks. That's where you would have squirted your oil can in and it would have gone in and lubricated the system. See, that's the kind of history we have just uncovered, and it blows my mind. We've just found the lubrication system on a 1906 dam sluice mechanism, folks. But yeah, you can see like the shape of that and the brass. You can imagine when that was shining, what an incredible like structure it was. It looks like it's been painted black. Yeah, it's insane. Crazy scenes. And then this one's not been unbolted like the last one. I think somebody's been tinkering about with the one down there. This is so cool though, folks. We'll see what else is around this neck of the woods. That's what I'm saying, that's the oil hole for lubricating the system. You would squirt your oil can in there. And then look how many years it's been abandoned. At the end of this path, it's like a wall of bushes. That's it folks, we're moving on with this adventure. I just took a couple of photos of the little oil pipes and stuff on that one. Yeah, look at this. See, you can see the sort of cement they've used. See, maybe the water's been up at this height and that's how it's so worn up to there. That's what I'm thinking. That's probably been about the height of the water. And that makes sense with the mark that I'm seeing around the outside wall as well. I think it's been roughly a foot from the top. Oh, look at this, there's a tool here. This has been used for cleaning out the pipe, folks. Look at that. How crazy is that? So somebody would have had to come down here and like scoop all that stuff out. Oi! Look at it, this thing has got a curve on it. I wonder if originally it didn't have the curve. How crazy does the voice sound when you're speaking down a pipe?
Imagine that, you'd have to wait until this was empty before you could clean it out.
Yeah, I wonder if the shape of that though, see the way it's been bent? It's like it's been shaped so that he didn't have to be down putting it in straight. Ken, he's been able to stand up with it.
Maybe on a
So maybe he had waders on, or aye, maybe on a boat. Who would even know? Probably though they did let it go down for maintenance.
Yeah.
It's crazy that tool's been left here though. No, unless though they were just letting it drain eventually. So they just were cleaning it out maybe like once a week or something. It would keep clogging.
Yeah, maybe they even fucking dropped it.
Yeah, it might have fallen off the top.
Yeah, I mean, just left it.
Right enough. That's it, folks. We'll head round and take a look at the perimeter. See if there's any other details of history. The water must have always been flowing in from somewhere as well as out.
Yeah.
No, unless it just literally collected over years, like, but normally water would get pretty stagnant if it was just sitting in an area like this without flowing. This is an insane spot, folks. The acoustics down here are insane. Oi. The way your voice like echoes back towards you from the walls. And look, this is what I was saying with the walls, how they've got a cement ridge. It would have been to stop the water spraying back out over the top. Yeah, that's what they would have done though, they would have poured it in sections. See, originally it's been super smooth. Oh, no way! This is absolutely crazy. I don't even know if it comes out on the camera, folks. Look at all those little red mites on that rock. There's so many of them, absolutely thousands. When I put my hand there briefly, it's made my hand red, look. Millions of them. That shows you in Scotland what kind of the stones and stuff with the heat. There's those little orange mite things and stuff. There's little beasties everywhere, folks. That's how you have to be so careful often on adventures. Even ticks and stuff at this time of year. Ken, you always have to be vigilant of nature. Wow. Like when I woke up this morning, I was not thinking I was going to be in the middle of a crazy abandoned waterworks. And look at this. You see the original rebar?
You can almost see the bars going right up, eh?
Yeah. Because look, I think that's the height of the water. Because that makes sense, with the same as what we saw on the end of the sluice. The fine outer cement has actually been worn off over the years to that height. And that line goes all the way around here. And I'm thinking that's the height the water would have been. See, it would have been amazing for swimming and stuff at the top end when it was full. Because it's not that deep.
No.
And it's just a gradual slope. But see, now we waterworks in places like this, they're all underground. But this gives you an idea of the size of what is probably under the ground. And there's just lids nowadays looking down in. It's like there's some strange marks on the wall at the top, like there's maybe been a ladder there. No, unless it's just a joining section like that. The actual size of this place is crazy, folks. It's so big. Like the sun over in this corner. Oh, aye, what is this? Do you think this has been one of the places where the water flowed into the waterworks? Oh wow, folks, we've found something cool here. There's a deep hole. Did I hear water running?
There's water.
Whoa. I never heard water running, but
Now wait.
I'm getting right up here, folks.
Oh, I'm climbing.
Oh look, there's a dead bird. Oh, it looks oily. See, look, here's a detail of history. There's been something here.
Yeah, this goes all the way.
Yeah, this cement bit, it comes right over. And look, it's had some sort of sluice gate mechanism or some sort of device there.
This has been the source anyway.
Yeah,
Sure.
wow. Does that go right under like a tunnel?
Yeah, so it comes over there.
Wow.
You can't climb that stairway, so I think it's under foot.
This is so cool, folks. Look at this. I'll try and show you a bit. That goes away under like some sort of tunnel. Oh no, look, it's not a tunnel, it's another water box.
Is it?
And in the middle, there's a big pipe.
Is there?
Yeah, look at this, folks. There's some sort of massive pipe here. Here, we need to grab... Oh, there's a cement wall I can stand on.
Just be careful, man.
Look at this. Massive cement pipe sticking out the middle there. Oh, it's stinking here.
Yeah. Stagnant water, man.
Absolutely stinking. I don't even know if that came out on the camera. Ken, did you not see the pipe from this side? This is crazy, folks. I'm getting the footage. Look, the pipe comes out the middle there. And at the top of it, it's just like a funnel kind of thing. And I'm thinking the water's come out of there, gotten as high as that wall. And then it's come into here. And then I think they've been able to control it maybe via a sluice.
Control that water.
Yeah, and this is where the water would have fed in. And we'll take a look and see if there's anything. This is what I was wanting to see though, because I was thinking the water has to come from somewhere, and there was no sign of it at the far wall. But that makes sense for the water flow. That's how they've probably sloped it, so the water doesn't stagnate. The water's got no option but to flow down that way if it's coming in at this end. Yeah, that's stinking, folks. There is a dead bird in there too, and like there's a rib cage of some sort of animal there. What a brutal spot that was. I was getting right in though, just to record that pipe. Sites like this though could be totally changed if they decided to build houses or something, or they could build anything, and history like that is gone. Okay, and like when I see a site like this, I'm always thinking, how does the water come into it? And there, that answers the question, folks. Look at this, folks. This one has got a measuring stick at the far corner in the middle. 4 foot. Yeah, the one down there is 11 foot. So that shows the difference in height from this end down to there. And like you can see where the water has worn the wall from here down. This line just goes all the way around the whole perimeter here. Yeah, I was wondering if I could get a picture with both the sluices, but you can't really see it because there's so much vegetation. So maybe the sort of place you would see more details in the winter months. Kind of around the side of this kind of massive area. I was interested to see if there was another one of these, like our tributary ways at this corner. Yeah, that trig point must just be literally up there. So at this other corner here, folks, there's not any tributary like feeding this place, and I'm thinking the reason there's no water still running out there, they'll have redirected that water feed over to their new one, because it's literally just like a field across there. So that's cool as well to find stuff like that out and piece parts of the puzzle together at a site like this. Yeah, it's amazing to think of all the rebar and the amount of cement here. It's like a runway. It's a serious amount of work, but it's just for like obviously the drinking water. And there's probably like, this wasn't big enough after a while probably for modern, the way things are. We're away to nick up here. Nah, not at all. This would have been open to the air the whole time. Yeah folks, we're away to go up and hey, look at this. There's a trig point at the top of this hill. Crazy scenes. Here we are. Wait. I wanted to pop up and look at this trig point because sometimes there can be an ROC bunker in the nearby area, and we'll get a good view of the land from the top of this hill. Yeah, this is cool. Like, we've made it to this trig point. What a sight! What a view over this site from here. Wow, it's just blowing my mind coming here and seeing this. When we were looking at the wee building on the way in and stuff, I had no idea there was such a massive area here. And yeah, look, this is Ordnance Survey trig point. There you go, folks. Amazing. Look at the original fence which would have guarded this property. This would have all been landscaped and maybe dug out, because this is higher than all the other land here. Probably when they dug that area out, they mounded it up like this all around. Wow, what an adventure it's been. This is crazy, folks. Boom! See, if that was water here, you would struggle to climb out of it. Like, I don't know if originally they had like emergency ladders or rubber rings or something maybe around the side, again, for people, for safety. But then I suppose in 1906 they weren't really concerned about safety like what they are nowadays. This is it, folks. We're making our way over the massive site and we're going to take a look at this other side now and see what they were doing. That must have been once they took the water away from the dam, before they processed it. It must have been something in that like bit there they did with it. Maybe even filtered it or something. But see, another interesting thing, that must be a water pumping house, that stone building. So it could be incredibly interesting what's inside there, folks. That's the most exciting bit of this site, which is crazy considering what we're looking at right now. This is like probably an acre, at least. Maybe more, folks. Just solid engineering, industrial scene, cement and rebar. And then these incredible cast iron contraptions. Probably all, well, definitely all built in Britain, when British engineering and industry was in its prime. Kilmarnock, and people were making stuff like that. And you would probably find the very same taps at other waterworks all over the country. That was probably the main company that supplied stuff like that. Because I'm sure at Lantraithen Loch, it's Glasgow that's written. It's a Glasgow company. Yeah, now we're on the edge between the two. Those pipes lead in underneath our feet. So yeah, now we're on the edge of it. You can see it's not the same cement construction, but I think underfoot it will be stone. It's just so many years have passed since it was empty. Yeah, it's sandstone there, isn't it? I'm thinking it's probably been built with sandstone like this. Kind of a bit like Lantraithen Loch. Once again I'll compare it to Lantraithen because it's from a similar era when they were sorting out waterworks. And it must have been a crazy time. People getting fresh water who maybe just weren't getting that same supply before that. Look at this. Whoa, look at the size of that pipe. Holy smokes. What in God's name is that? This is a massive intake. The pipe goes off towards that house, but I'll tell you something else. The pipe goes straight down. Wow.
I don't know how safe this is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go along there, but I'm wanting to look down here first. This is absolutely mind-blowing, the size of this pipe. Whoa, I can see. Ken, what? There's been a control. That's where that key, remember we saw the key in the shed? See, if you go along there, there's a hole in the wooden board and the key has gone down and turned it. And Ken, what that's done? That's operated this massive flap here, which I'm thinking might have been for like scouring the pipe, getting all the debris and dirt off the top of it before the water flows away for public consumption or whatever. But this pipe here is going away to the little shed that we're going to look at in a minute, the stone shed. But look, the massive part of it goes down the way here. And then check this out here, folks. It's like a massive intake. So you can imagine this would have been sucking the water in here through this section. Wow, so it's cool to see all the parts of history that we've seen today. See, originally this hasn't been on it. It's had a sluice with a sliding door and you see the remains of it there. And look, it's been operated here with a twisting key, the same as the other one. And then at a later time, they've actually put this on. It's more of a crude construction. And it's for sure a later addition, which makes me think this is probably something they've reused. This has been part of something else and they've put the holes in it to use it for this. Because the holes look crudely made, I would say. Wow, see the size of that pipe and stuff. The only time I've ever seen a pipe that size was when we were at Blairgowrie Mills and that massive turbine was there. And it's like, that pipe is going down on there, but see up there, were you up there?
Yeah.
And what is the top of the pipe looking like?
I don't know, I never go right along.
I'm going to go right along, folks.
When you're up there.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
On the edge of
Yeah, definitely.
the support by
Even the beams though, like they're crusty. I could probably just climb up the outside here, but I'll try and go along the top first and see. I love the size of all this big like engineering here. Look, it's got some bitumen like tape. Must have been to stop it corroding or whatever it would have been. Wow. See, this is the sort of thing, we saw the maintenance shed when we first came in, and this is the sort of thing the people were maintaining. It's like some crazy contraptions for the supply of public water, fresh Scottish water. Wow, it's slippy here on the grass, folks. It's so amazing to come and document this, folks. Like, I can't even believe what I'm seeing. I'm just fighting through the bushes right now, and it's dangerous. It's not advised that anybody ever comes here and like climbs along this. Wow, right now folks, it's like a 40-foot drop below me. Look, there's that tap which was controlled from the key that we saw in the maintenance shed. Yeah, the top of this pipe, I can see in it. There's water in it, folks. Look down there. I hope it comes out on the camera. Oi! See, if you drop something in there, it's gone. Yeah, so that's interesting seeing that pipe. That's crazy. Right, imagine you fell through that bit. Wow, folks. It's dangerous. Dangerous adventures. Look, there's the other tap there for control now. Look how high above the forest floor we are now. Absolutely crazy scenes, folks. So I'm waiting to turn back safely. I'm also not trusting on the railing for support either, because the railing could also be extremely like weak. I'm literally just going here to get the footage, folks. And we've done it. And it's cool to see that pipe. It's just like open at the top. So I'm not sure if that was so that the person operating the big metal taps could monitor what the water was doing as he was turning the taps. But it must have been a crazy roar when that stuff was flowing like through that pipe. It's epic. And I love the character of that there. The old bridge with the rotten wood on it. We'll go and see if the child DJ's found any more interesting history down here since we were looking at that bridge. Wow, I've just totally gotten stabbed for a foot. Oh, look at that, folks. Instantly, I just got stabbed for the bush. Wow, that's some crazy scenes out here. That's the risk of exploring so often. It's know the animals and the nature and the dangerous construction. Sometimes it's the bushes itself. Yeah, this must have been full of water as well. You can just imagine. Again, that would have been sticking out of the water. It was originally a lot safer to walk on. Oh, I should get a picture of it from here. It looks pretty cool.
I'm fucking sweating, like. I don't want to take my hoodie off until we're out of here.
So there we go, folks. I was getting some more angles of this, some more pictures. And the channel DJ's just scouted out this whole area here, and it gets more overgrown, but there doesn't seem to be any more abandoned history like this. So we'll go up and take a look at this final building on the site from what we can see. And I'm thinking it must have been like a water pumping house. So how epic would it be if there's like literally some sort of water pumping system in here? That's what we're all about on this channel, folks. The cool old engineering of the country. The things that was built to keep the country going and make the country successful. It's all skills and sorts of things that's lost today. Because there's different ways of doing things nowadays. Look at this, folks. This is some insane scene in front of us right now. In through the building window here, I can see that it's all like fancy white tiles. There is proper stairs leads up there, which must have been an access point back in the day. I think our best bet's going that way. So overgrown, folks. These bushes are like the height of my head. And we're just pushing through to get the footage. Yeah, look, here's the original steps. Wow. Crazy scenes. The amount of work that was done for a site like this, it's just magic that we can still come and see it before it's gone. And look, here's the little original house. This is the building, folks, with 1906 on it. Yeah, look, this is the old pumping house. Wow. Yeah, I can't even believe what we're witnessing right now, folks. Ken, what I can't believe? The history that we keep on finding. How crazy is it something like this exists? And look, that's been some sort of big, like, screening drum. Crazy. Look at this pipe. Whoa, see if you fell in there, you'd be in trouble.
I think that's where that big pipe comes from.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And look at this device here. This is insane. It's made of brass. But look at that, it's been hit with a hammer. Yeah, these pipes, see the waters come, that's where the waters come into the site. Because it's actually got a plate to stop the water from spraying too hard.
Yeah.
And this must be some crazy old vintage water screening system.
Yeah.
Where they would have screened debris out of it. And I'm thinking this is the shed here that they would have added like the chlorine and stuff in. Because they clearly were using chlorine for something. Yeah, look, you can see right in here, there's big funnels. Oh, there's steps. Look at this, folks, the steps down into the heart of this animal. And look, there's little taps and stuff everywhere. See what, you must have taken this lid off and there's a tap under there. Because I can see there, look, the beam comes down for controlling it. What an insane scene, look at these. Like, you see the original height of the water. Or maybe not the original height, but there is a height of water there. And look at that, more taps. I'm thinking this might have been areas where they could have put chemicals or something in and out of the water. Look at that. Look, there's a little switch mechanism. I wonder what that was doing. Yeah, all these are little separate chambers. Wow. Yeah, look at that, folks. It's like mesh. That's the mesh from here. Look, there's a pipe going out.
Yeah.
That's maybe the final, like, flow away from here. Wow, that's the other end of that drum.
Yeah, look, there's...
I'll put my torch on here. So.
Open these drains, see, look.
Yeah, the actual tap mechanism and stuff down there. That is a crazy scene, folks. I'm actually wanting to go down, Ken, but there's maybe no point on this one.
This whole place is tired,
Wow, I got such a fright, folks. That door is blowing with the wind and every now and again it bangs. There could even be a ghost from the abandoned site. Look at that, folks, the bottom step's got a bit cut out below it. So that if you're coming along, you don't trip. Ken, because your foot goes under the step, doesn't trip on it. This is so interesting to see. Yeah, look at the wear on these gears. From the years they're getting used. Look at the size of that drive shaft. Wow. To the owner of the land and places like this, folks, we always come with the greatest respects. We're just like literally documenting the history and then we're on our way. Can things like this often get demolished and knocked down? And it's crazy just to see how it was at a time in its history. Yeah, there has been electronics in this room, like. But it looks disconnected now for sure. This is almost built like a church. Kind of an interesting thing, there's a room at that end. Because it looks like a door coming in. Because the 1906 is written up here. But it just shows there's been some other building. See that, you could go right down there, eh? And then this has been something else. But there's an electrical wire sticking in that window. I'm not sure what that's been. We're just trying to notice all the details of history, folks. Kind of something though, I'm kind of half wanting to nip down in this scene here, look. Because I'm wanting to look at the detail of this drum. But then I suppose I could see it for here. I'll get my torch back on. It's so interesting to me how a thing like this would work. Check it out, there's remains of what must have been pads and stuff which agitated the water. It looks like it's been coming in that pipe. But this plastic pipe here is a more recent addition. Yeah, look, this must have had more on it going round and round and round. And the shafts are strange. See, I'm thinking under there must be a motor turning it. No, unless it was the flow of the water turning it. Yeah, folks, it must have been the flow of the water making that go round. There's been a pipe or something that unbolted through that end. As always though, we're just looking at like a tiny bit of this history. Kind of uncovering it for what's left and trying to decipher what they were doing. These drain lids, when you lift them, they've all got one of those taps under it. Oh, that's right, look. There has been a motor here and it's been taken out. Because there's where the drive gear's been. Yeah, and somebody's actually taken this apart, because I can see the nuts and stuff's been taken off there. See, maybe somebody has redeveloped the site. Yeah, there's bits like that though, and I think it was part of the device.
Yeah, I think that, because there's one on the other side.
Oh, I ken what that's been. It's been a brake. Bet you that goes round and it's like a band brake. Ken, so to slow it down, they would maybe...
Is that the rest of it down there?
Oh, aye. See, that lever could be something to do with it.
Yeah.
Crazy, folks. Who would have known? Abandoned waterworks, control room. That's what I would call this. And I love the way they've made it with the white tiles and the red tiles. And then look at the wooden roof and stuff. Buildings like this, they're not just ever built plain and boring. It's like cool detail, cool history. Yeah. Look at the detail of that, folks. It's probably so it was easily maintained and cleaned. But also if there was water spraying and carrying on, they could have probably easily come and mopped it and cleaned it up. Yeah, and I'm not sure what's been on here. Ken, what I'm thinking has been on here? I've just figured it out, folks. I think this is where we keep checking this every time we walk past it. Yeah, do you think that's been holding the door shut at one time? But yeah, look, I think maybe the big long socket we saw in the maintenance shed, maybe they would have been hung across this bracket.
Yeah.
Look, there's weights or something off the device. Big weights or chunks. Maybe at one time bolted on the end of there. Wow, it is a crazy system. Probably like Scottish water folk and I will ken exactly what everything's doing here. But you can see it's sat high with water. I'm not sure if that was when it was in use or years later. Yeah. Tayside Water Services. That must have been before Scottish Water. Like there's been something up here as well. Maybe a hose. I don't even know what. Look, there's big tanks and stuff as well down there. See, this is some sort of big diaphragm valve here. Ken, what this is here? This is one of these things, it's like a dampener. Ken, because every time you switch water on and off, it has a bang. Like, Ken, when your washing machine's going and it cuts off the water, you hear the boom. That's what this is here. It's like a dampener to stop that happening in the water system. Water knock is what I'm talking about, folks. It's a real thing. Water knock. And this prevents water knock. And I'm thinking there's been more on it at the top at one time, look. Bits of it's been connected to this. And it looks like somebody's been hitting it. So I'm not sure if they've made out what it was or maybe been seized. Look at this here as well. Look at this detail, folks. What's that been?
It doesn't lead anywhere.
There's maybe been a tool in there. And the boy could maybe come along, grab the tool and then be like, oh, Ken, what, I've still got thorns off this bush in my finger. Yeah, but that was another one. This is a live thorn removal on the video, folks. I can't get hold of it. Ah! Oh, there it is. That was insane. That's what we go through on these adventures, folks. Anyway, I'm going to get a couple of photographs for this place and then we'll update you. So there you go, folks. Just take one last look at this place before we head out. It's crazy to keep documenting more history. The variety of stuff blows my mind. I love coming and seeing stuff like this and just uncovering another bit of industry or something I had no idea about before, and you can often see how stuff worked. But another thing I've noticed, that pipe coming in the wall there, that's been going in the middle of that. So I'm thinking maybe That's where the water that was clean had come out and left the building here. Looks most likely to be an outlet. But yeah, wow. It's almost like a small church chapel construction. Anyway folks, let's head back on out. Crazy scenes. I'm going to get a couple of pictures of this building from the outside because I just love the style of it and the detail of the stonework. And it's been an awesome adventure. There we are then folks, I was just getting a few more pictures. I say it a lot in the videos, but I do like to stop often and just capture the pictures. And I could actually see when I was taking the pictures here, you see where that electrical cable goes into the wall, in through the top window. So that must have been when they were bringing power in. But I'm thinking, well, there must have been some sort of electric motor on there. Maybe even originally in 1906 that was the way they did it. Yeah, that was crazy folks. Would be as well just heading this way to the main road, past the front door of this. And then check it out, there's been some warning sign on here. It's like a separate little room. It's maybe even actually, and I was waiting to say it's maybe got its own substation, but maybe no. Doesn't it look that way? That's been some sort of warning sign though there. See that folks, the detail in the walls with the stonework. You can't even tell when you're inside it, that's what it's like. And even, I love the way that it's like the red slates. It's not just a plain building, it's an interesting building. In 1906 as well, you can just imagine the construction methods they had back then to build such an incredible dam structure there and waterworks. It's been an epic adventure and it's been something totally different. I love to have variety like that, and I'm always mind blown myself the things we find and explore. It's been another epic in the day folks. But now we're back at this main road. I'll end this video here. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye for me, goodbye for the channel DJ, and we'll catch you in the next adventure very soon.
Thank you.